Hello, Beez Bladers! Welcome back, and welcome newcomers to the channel. I have a very special knife to share with you guys and gals today. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I am, because I've been playing with this knife for a few days, and now I get to show it and show it off before I send it to the next person. Are you ready for this? This is the Neeve Knife Co. Misdemeanor. Would you look at it? Just look at it and all of its misdemeanorness. And I'm going to get right in right now and give you a little bit of texture vision, because everybody loves a little texture vision, right? Would you look at it? It's modeled after coral. I mean, I could see that. I haven't spent a whole lot of time around coral, but you can call it whatever you like. I really like the texture. It's not grit. It's not rough. It's not going to like hurt your hands or anything like that, but it does. I do like when titanium has a little extra something, some kind of milling to it. And I do like the real clean look, but yet I got the texture going with it also. And if you'll notice, look at this. No screws down here. Very clean on the show side, baby. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe these are 10s. This is a T10. What? And oh yeah, look at that. Neeves knives. If you're not familiar with, for some reason, if you're not familiar with Neeves knives, go check out Neeves knives on YouTube, and you'll know what I'm talking about. This is an awesome blade. Wait till I tell you about it. Let me show you both sides before I digress too much. I do have a couple things that I'll nitpick just a little bit. Maybe not. We'll find out. It has a milled titanium clip. This isn't a brand new knife. It's been passed around like a fill in the blanks, and it doesn't have a spot to reverse it, so you can't reverse it, but you can still wear it in your back left pocket. That's what I do with pockets, check-its, what do you call it, knives that I put in the left side. I just carry it in the left side, and by the way, it works absolutely fantastic with right hand or left hand, and it does have a steel lock bar insert, and that's all you get. All the rest of the hardware is on the inside, and I believe all of this hardware is T10. You ready to see this blade? Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh my goodness. If that's not my kind of blade, I don't know what it is. And if you can't tell, I'm gritting my teeth. I can't help it. I had to grit my teeth just a little bit. And the dog just came down to say hi. That means the door is open to upstairs. We'll see if he helps me. Look at this. This is K390 blade steel, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And this right here, I love it. I'll tell you about that here in a second. Here's your jimping. It's not the most aggressive jimping, probably because this particular blade is stonewashed a little bit or is coated. This is a DLC coating. I'm not 100% positive on the 4 different options. I can show you a picture that I saw on Instagram. I don't know what they all look like. I believe they're going to be like a satin, where you can see all the pretty satin lines on it. But taking you from one end down to the other, it's like a modified, who cares what you call it. This is a hollow grind. This is going to be 90 millimeters. You talk about scream and sharp. And Neeves, what his specialty is sharp knives. He likes what I like. I like sharp, slicey knives, and that's what this is going to be. It's built for performance, not heavy scraping and things like that. It's made to be a slicer, and I can tell you with the geometry on this bad boy, if you like slicers and utility style knives where you can get into stuff and get up on there, look at this. A little bit of pinch grip for opening packages. Look at this. That is so freaking fantastic. And I do like that I have plenty of room when I open some packages and I don't want to cut into whatever's inside. I'll do this number right here and just have enough of the blade showing so I can go right down the seam and not worry about it. But going back here, you can see it's really clean. It has a titanium back spacer. It's a little bit knobby, not too bad. The milling's nice on it. It feels nice and grippy. I enjoy it. There's no lanyard hole for all you lanyard lovers, so you're out of luck on that one. Now, before I get into the nitty gritty, for all you knife nerds out there that like the numbers like I do, from tip to tip, this bad boy is 8.15 inches long, 21 centimeters. You have 4.9 inches of usable handle, including the choil. Your blade is 3.3 inches for the sharpen length, 84.3 millimeters, baby. This one comes in at 4 ounces. I'm sure that the other, when the production line comes out, that they're probably going to be just about the same. There's only been a couple little changes that have happened to this bad boy. And while I've got it on the table, I'm going to give you a couple quick size comparisons. Here's the Civivi Elementum 2 button-like, and then I got to show a QSP penguin, because everybody should have a penguin, right? So it's not a medium-sized knife. We're into the, not large, I'm calling it a regular size, but if you have big beefy fingers, big beefy hands, your XL hands are going to fit on here, and I'll show you the ergos here in just a momento. But let me put a couple more up here real quick. Here's the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and then the Spyderco Para 3. For a little bit of size reference, you see what we're stepping in, you smell what we're stepping in, and I have one more that I'm going to put up here just because this one's fun and I've had it out Look at this. There's the Spyderco Yojimbo. So now that you've seen that, let's get into a little bit of the action and the ergos. You know I like to jump around all over the place. One of the changes is he's going to make the pocket clip a little bit longer. I'm not sure exactly why, unless that had to do something with where it hits this giant frame lock. I will say, since we're over here talking about it, the frame lock is huge. It is more than half the size of this side of the frame. And something else that I noticed that is a major plus is that we have the cutout, the relief is on the inside. I majorly appreciate that. You're never going to get any snaggage on the pocket. So that, anytime I see that, is a fantastic thing. But other than the pocket clip being a little bit longer, and then this example that I have right here is 95 thousandths. The production is going to be 90 thousandths, which means this thing is going to be screaming sharp. The thing about it is, Neeves knows about geometry, and when it comes to a slicey knife, and I know that's what he likes, is sliciness, and when you go down to 90 thousandths of an inch, oh my gosh, you are, the geometry on this with a heavy, thick, hollow grind, heavy, thick, deep, watch your mouth, a deep hollow grind. Wow. I mean, even when this thing is being used, and it's being used a lot, it has such good geometry, it's going to be a super slicer. Now, in case you're not familiar with my channel, my hand from here to here is 4 inches, from here to here is 3.5, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25, and holding it back here, giving it the B squeeze, I don't have any issues with ergonomics. I can really grab a hold of this and just get into it. Do a little bit of pulling, do a little bit of pushing. Back here, it's very comfortable. Now you can choke up, and I love it when you can get right up next to the heel. It's always a major plus when you can get right up in there so you're not snagging on anything. The jimping does work well. It's medium aggression. I like it, maybe a tad more aggression, but you wouldn't want to go too much more aggressive. Otherwise you'd run into problems, or not problems. You might run into issues with it being too rough for the front flipper, which I'll show you here in a second. This feature right here, I love this landing pad for the index finger for doing fine cuts. I love utility cuts. I know that's one of the things that Neeves always talks about. I haven't been able to see much of his videos lately because, well, you know, life happens. But look at this. The pass-through is adequate. It works very well. I don't have any issues with that. So you don't have to dig your thumb. It's not uncomfortable. Now, speaking of ergos, when I'm choked up, there is something that I want to point out. When I'm choked up like this point right here, if this were moved back this direction, maybe 3 or 4 millimeters, I don't have fat fingers. I would say I have medium fingers, but when I'm holding it like this, I'm noticing that this point kind of hits me in the middle of my middle finger. So when I'm choked up, I am feeling it like that. If I'm holding it back like this, then it's not so much of an issue. So that is one of the, for me, that is kind of a nitpicky, kind of a weirdness when I'm holding it back like this, just because of where this point hits my middle finger. But back here, oh yeah, that's money. But I do like to choke up. Now the action on it, it works really well. The reverse flick, oh, and if you could hear the ting, I don't know if you could hear any ting that I'm hearing, but oh, it goes ting, has that nice high ting. The reverse flick is money. Absolutely great. Now, one thing to notice or mention about this, reverse flicking, holding it in the way I would say I'm normally holding the knife, my finger just barely gets in there. I tend to find myself choking down towards the butt or towards the end, and then everything seems to flow a lot better for me. For instance, if I'm using my thumb, holding it like I would regular up here, my thumb's not going to get in that hole. So if I want my thumb in the hole, I have to choke back a little bit. Then I'm able to flick it out no problem. Now, the front flipper, oh, it is absolute money. So easy. So many front flippers are difficult. If you're one of the ones that don't really care for front flippers because they're difficult, this one, you don't have to have any special skills. Your thumb just rolls around and it just snaps out like nobody's business. It's really easy to do the rollover, the index flip, that is easy. Now, if you do like to do the over the top, the one thing I've found with this one is I have to choke way up and be off of that giant frame lock. And then I can do the over the top flip, no problem. But for flicking and flipping, slow rolling, everything works very fine. I wouldn't call this drop shutty, but you give it just a little bit of gravity and then you'll get it shut. Let me give you a little bit of acoustics. And that front flap, I got to tell you, that is money. And to give it a shut, you just have to give it just a little bit of a start, and then it's coming down. And that might be why he's adjusted this and made it a little bit longer. I'm guessing that it's going to maybe hit that frame lock just a little bit less, but these are going to be available coming soon. Make sure you're checking out Neeves Knives, because I guarantee it's going to be announced. Everyone's going to know what's coming out. And left-handed, money. One of the easiest left-handed front flippers that I've ever had or ever experienced. It takes no effort at all, and it's easy to reverse flick left-handed. So if you like to carry right hand or left hand, like I said, you can carry this in your back left pocket. These are going to be available on NeeveKnifeCo.com. I will put a link in the description to where they're going to be available. Let me see, this is August, September, October. I'm guessing October, November-ish, somewhere of that nature. But just letting you know that this bad boy, the Misdemeanor, is on its way, and I really do like it. My only nitpick would be maybe I would have this area just a little bit larger, but you know, that's something that's subjective. It's definitely not a deal breaker. This is a fantastic knife. I love it. It's right up my alley. I cannot cannot wait to get one of these. And you know, I might procrastinate sending this to the next person because I'm really enjoying playing with it, and I would love to do some more stuff with it, but then again, I don't want to ruin this edge. I don't want to make him mad or break the tip, but this is a great knife. I don't have anything bad to say. I really do like it. I appreciate Neeves for letting me check this out. I've got to hang out with him many times. He's a very cool dude, has a lot of knife knowledge, and if you want to go learn about knife sharpening and about everything knives, go check out Neeves Knives on YouTube. So let me know what you think. Give me a big thumbs up if you enjoy my content, and go watch this video. You'll really enjoy that. And until I see you again in the lives or the chats or the hive stream, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.